Oh, hey, how's it going? What? Slucker guy outside? Heck yeah, summertime. Anyways, this is the start of the construction build series I've been talking about. I'm going to lay down, I think it's 8 or 10 short videos on stuff that I've learned along the way. So come along for a ride. If you got suggestions, comments, drop them in the videos, put them on my Facebook page, Wildcards Raceway. Yeah, anyways, hope you enjoy. Get outside. You can't spend all your days in the basement. All right, here we go. It's that day at Wildcards Raceway. The Daytona's coming up. I'm excited for the new build, but it's kind of sad because this was a super fun layout. But it's the end of an era. Celebrate the first or the last screw going in. Celebrate the first screw coming out. There we go. Into the wheelbarrow. But I want to kind of hit a couple different things that I learned through it all. Like I said in my other videos, I'm learning. I'm not going to claim to be any kind of expert in any of this or anything like that. But I have this is my second go around on a major layout, so I did learn some stuff on the first go around that I'm going to correct this time around. So hopefully share some of that with you folks and help out. So where I've been. So the last video I did was the looking back on the Daytona. You know, just a bit of a recap on how that layout came to be. That was a lot more for me maybe than anything else. Some people really enjoyed it. I'm glad you did. Thanks for the comments and whatnot. But that was a super cool layout for me. I'm gonna miss it. I really hope this one's gonna be even better, more awesomer. So I did that. A bit of an intro here today, and then I'm gonna hit you with some shorter ones. Hopefully, I guess my goal would be about 10 to 15 minutes, depending on the complexity of them, so you can just kind of watch small bits, and maybe it'll help you out along the way. And please feel free, like I always say, put some stuff in the comments if you have better ideas, if you have suggestions, throw them out there. I'm not against learning and growing and doing something different. I'm going to put all this together, and inevitably, I suspect I won't change it for a long time, but I think I said that last time. So here's what I'm looking at for some video series. So keep an eye out for these. I'm gonna release them when I can. I'm gonna try to videotape as much as I can. I think I've said in other videos, it's really tough to build in video or remember to video certain things. I always wondered why people didn't, and then when I did it myself and I look back, I'm like, oh shoot, I was supposed to video all that and I didn't. So I'm gonna try really hard this time to shoot some videos and add some explanations here. So my goal is kind of the beginning is that table design and lessons learned, and a lot of that came from last time. I'm not changing my actual physical table this time, but I'll share that. That may not be the first video. It may trickle into the later parts, but some lessons learned on that, what I did, maybe where ego took me in a different direction than some of the stuff I saw online, and sometimes your ego is wrong. And I learned the hard way, but that's okay. I'm going to do a video on cleaning and prepping the layout, so getting your layout done, cleaning tracks, smoothing out joints, and I'm going to put all that into one video, I think. Again, a large layout like this one. This is a 10 by 5. So it took me a while. It took me, I don't even know how many months, 4 to 6 months to get pieces. I got pieces from from Patrick and Pete in our club. I got pieces from a collector up in Edmonton, Tim. I bought a couple different sets locally. I bought the International. I bought the, what's the other one? The other big one, the other AFX Tommy one. Can't remember what it's called, but I bought that one. I bought a 4x8 layout table that the guy had, ripped it apart. Bought some new pieces out of I think Slot Car World or Hobby World in Ontario from Ernie. you know, and even Tim in Edmonton was like, you need more pieces? I'm like, I do. This is a massive layout. The Bayside 55 is 55-foot lanes. That's what I'm building, but I've expanded on it, and I'm somewhere between 65 and 75, 77 feet. I've expanded it, so we'll measure that when we're done, when we finalize the layout, and we'll have the Bayside redo going on. I'm gonna do laying down the track, clips and aprons. So I got, well, I was gonna show you, sorry, this is the Bayside, got the right way. Yeah, that's the Bayside 55. The color pieces are, indicate what size pieces you're using. This is a pretty common design. I'll try to put a link in the comments. So if you're looking at this layout, it's pretty cool. I did expand it. I'm able to pull it out 6 inches on each of these, so that's adding some things. And I wanted to get rid of this tight loop here and open it up similar to this one here. So I got the room. This is a 5 by 9 layout. I've got 10 feet, so I can pull this out another foot. Although I'm adding the 6 inches there, so I've got 6 inches to play with. It's going to be awesome. So on the one lay down clips and aprons, I got these. I'm going to try them out. Thunderbox Garage out of Australia. 3D printed clips. So don't worry if you saw that 100 clips, Jody. You sound like you have a lot of track. I bought 4 of these, so don't worry. I got enough. Aprons. I'm going to try some aprons from same. Thunderbox Garage. 3D prints the aprons. He's got guardrails, guard walls, skirt and aprons. I'm not going to use the walls, but I am going to use the aprons where I can. This track fills a lot of the table, so allow for some fishtailing. I'm going to do another video on setting the rail height. I'm not going to quote it all now, but I'm doing lots of reading. The tolerance level on, and I'm going to say it, Tomy AFX toy track is quite large. And there's a lot of conversations always online about how can this be like this wacky, what's wrong with the Chinese and everything else. But at the end of the day, this is a toy, and whether it's AFX, and the Tycos, all these places of the world set a reasonable tolerance levels to set this stuff, and the tolerance level is large. Okay, my son's a machinist, and you know, I give him these numbers sometimes. Dad, that's massive difference. I'm like, yeah, I know. I know. And people, myself included, get somewhat anal about getting the rails as close as possible. One thing I did say, actually to lead this video off, I mean, this is building a track, and I'm gonna try to say this in every video, but I am building a track for, I don't want to call ourselves professional by any means, but amateur racers. This isn't just a family and friends track. This isn't something for the grandkids or my kids to play on. I did that. I had small layouts. We put stuff on the floor. We put stuff on small tables. This is for an amateur race group, the Southern Alberta HO Slot Car Club. So I am going to spend extra time smoothing out the track, tidying up the rails, getting this as crisp and smooth as possible. If I was building a track for fun and leisure, probably wouldn't spend this much time. Okay, do some internet racing on the side. I'm gonna work on those. The Albroco, I'm gonna get that smoothed out with these clips and sanding and stuff like that as well. I've got the other one, Snafu, coming up. Same, but normally I have a scenic. I'm gonna have a scenic layout, a 4x8 layout down the road. Maybe we can follow along with that a little bit too. But I'm not gonna go this crazy on that because I'm not racing Viper or outlaw cars on a scenic route. It's just that would be for running around a lot of these guys over here, the Scooby-Doo van, the A-Team van, the old Tyco Pros, and just having some fun. But this track that I'm building, the Bayside redo, is for racing. So I am going to go a bit more anal on it than I would normally, and you don't have to unless you really want to, right? So I am going to do some rail height. I'll do a rail height video. I'm going to do a power tap video. Oh, I left that over there. I got totally different design from Rick Wildman, local fella here. So he taught me how he did power taps, and pretty awesome. Not possible with Tyco track, and my last layout was Tyco, but it is possible with the AFX Tomy design the way it is. We'll go into that in another video, but these two pieces, these two 15-inch pieces are soldered together. So when I showed you my track, I didn't show you my track maybe yet, but when I do show you my track, the power taps are all soldered together, so it'll make those joints really tight, and then I'll use the clips all in between. So I've got cleaning and prep and smoothing the joints. I got the lay down, the clips and the aprons. I got set the rail height video. I got power tap video. I told you the table design lessons learned video. I'm going to talk about turf or no turf. If you've seen my videos in the past, I always had turf, the green. I'm still on the fence what I'm going to do, if I'm going to pull it up or leave it on. I like the green, but I also want this track to be as smooth as possible. So I recognize, with the turf, it's got the rubber back, as well as the grass. I can't remember what this turf was. I tried to pick some of the smallest turf possible, but it's not completely flat. Even if you screw it in, everything has to suck down, right? So I'm not sure. I'm kind of leaning towards ripping it up, but I'm also a little nervous because I know when I built my table, I had to do some Frankensteining of the plywood, and I'm not 100% sure how smooth it is underneath, because I wasn't worried about gaps and everything fitting perfectly, because I was going to put turf on it anyway. So we'll see what happens. I'll talk about what I think, what I'm learning. I'll talk about that in the video. I'm going to talk about, we'll secure it to the table, so the kind of that last step. Some stuff I've learned about where do you start on a large layout. I don't even know what I did last time. I just started driving screws in. I countersunk holes, started driving screws in. I got some better ideas of this way to make sure it's as tight as possible. And I'm building with AFX Tomy this time. My previous version was Tyco. I've always been a Tyco guy. I grew up with Tyco. I've got boxes. I put away my Daytona, and that was 4-lane 36-foot track, I think it was, and I still have 2 or 3 totes of Tyco track. But Pete and Patrick both currently have the FX Tomy tracks. So there might be a rounder one coming soon, I hear. But the problem always was with my track, pins had to be trimmed. So yeah, I had to swap pins every time. And so did everybody else, and it kind of was a bit of a pain in the butt. So I'm going to do AFX Tomy for this new layout, and we'll talk about the differences between Tyco and Tomy. I'm not going to get into every single track type in the universe, but I'll give you my 2-cent opinion on that. It's always a hot topic, but I'll do a video on that because I'm learning some stuff, and it's interesting as I build with the AFX Tomy for the first time. I never have, and I got some thoughts on it compared to Tyco, but we'll show that. So, anyways, we'll get Wildcard, and we'll get them starting on some construction here. Get the old jackhammer out, get the old track ripped up, start through the phases, and like I said, stay tuned for the videos. Probably try to put those together in pretty close sequence, so whether it's weekly or bi-weekly, we'll drop something. So keep an eye in, or ask a question. If you have a question, if you're building something along the same way and have an idea, and you say, hey, why didn't you do this? Why didn't you do that? Talk to me about it. Like shoot me a comment. Jump over onto the Wildcard Raceway Facebook page and ask me some questions. I'm going to try to post some pictures on the Facebook page, as well as drop the what is it now? So after this video, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 videos, 8 kind of how-to videos. So yeah, make a comment. Let's learn and do this together. If you see me doing something, you think, man, there's an easy way to do that, brother, please let me know before it's too late. Awesome. All right, well, thanks for sticking around, and stay tuned for the fun videos. I'm excited to get working here and make this awesome. All right, have an awesome day.